सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्मृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्लोक ओम ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वम् ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वं यत्किञ्चित् जगत्यां जगत् यत्किञ्चित् जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जीथाः मा गृधः कस्य सिद्धनम्। Yes, last time we saw yesterday Ishavasyam idam sarvam. In the conclusion we saw, though it is said everything should be covered by Ishvara, by the Lord, but that doesn't mean is a mandate, much less it is a mantra for upasana, meditation. It is a mantra for knowledge because it reveals the fact that it is covered. Then why it is idam vasyam idam sarvam? Why it is looks like a mandate or you should cover? Because one has to discern this fact and one has to put in effort to know this and own this. It is not for upasana. Now, when it is said Ishavasyam idam sarvam, what does it mean? And how it is revealed? How it is connected? Then the answer is that Ishvara is not someone sitting up above in some loka and observing us, punishing us, giving us grace, showering grace or bread to somebody. That Ishvara is the very Pratyagatma, the self. How can I be the Ishvara? I am this much height, 5 feet, 6, 7 inches, 8 inches, and I am male or female only. How can I be all pervasive? How can I be all powerful? How can I be all knowledgeable? So, to answer that, we have this Druk Drishya Viveka, the seer sin discrimination, trying to discern the seer, ultimate seer, that Sakshi or the pure consciousness, who is Satchidananda Swarupaha, is Ishvara, is non-separate from you, and owning up that you discover this. Now the question comes, how can we translate this vision in our day-to-day life? Or what is it that is so important about this mantra that we have to learn from it? For that, you need to understand this word called mithya. It is very confusing to people, and it has created a lot of confusion also, because the confused guys are confusing other people. And they say mithya means they think it is non-existent, and since they consider it as non-existent, they think this is something blabbering of Vedanta. You know, that is to be understood properly. Just look at this. In English language, there are so many verbs. In any language, there are nouns, there are verbs, there are adjectives, there are adverbs and adverbial clauses, so many things. Now, and there are pronouns also. You know, there are certain pronouns, these, that, etc. Like that, there are few other words which talk about the nature of the thing, the quality of the thing. Like when I say true, truth or true, that is, or when I say real, it means something different. When I say false, it is different. These are the two words. Let us understand real and false. They are often used as an adjective to reveal the nature of a vastu, of a thing. Like suppose I say, I hold a flower in my hand now. Unfortunately. And suppose I hold a flower. And then I have to tell you, gulab flower, this is. Now look at this flower. Especially the color of this particular flower. And more so when you are aware, we are just digitally connected. You don't know what kind of it is. So I will tell you, this is real rose. When I say real rose, that means there can be false rose also. When I say real, and that is false. Rose made up of plastic. Sometimes plastic roses, especially in Western world, America, etc., looks very real. And suppose they put a perfume and you smell it, it looks really real. because it smells like rose. Then paper rose also is available. So this is real. Another word is false. The false means it is not real. Let us accept that. Like false flower. Looks like it, but not there. But there is another false also. What is that? Seeing a snake in place of a rope. There is a rope actually, but you see, especially to be clear in your mind, therefore there is a snake. That snake is a false perception. And that false perception's object, which actually is not there, can be called as a false snake. You happen to see, for whatever reason, the reason may be inside because of ignorance, or reason may be outside because of optical illusion. You see a blue sky. You see a sky meeting the earth on the horizon. We see the sun rising every day in the morning and setting in the evening. We feel the earth is stationary. This is all not real perception, not true perception, not what it is. But then the perception is just opposite to what it is. So we have three types of false perception. First is subjective false perception. Among that subjective, there are two types of false perception. Rose. To take plastic rose to be real, that is one false perception. This is subjective. Second is to see the rope in place of snake. Subjective. And this third one is, you can say, universally false perception. Universal false perception. To see the sun rising, to see the sun setting, to see the blue sky, etc. This is universally false. And the third one is subjective false. The second one, seeing a rope as a snake. It is not restricted to rope snake. Please understand. Subjective false perception. We see something in other person, some qualities. We question his or her intention. We have our own perception about his or her own values. And we have a judgment about that person. That is false often. Especially when it is regarding our person who is near and dear one. And more near, more false. Because the transference takes place sometimes. Or because you carry the background yourself. Or because you just be a judgmental after a couple of experiences of that person. And then you say, this person is like this only. That's all. In general, in a common parlance, we call it a misunderstanding. Oh, I misunderstood you. Oh, I thought this person was like that, but now I feel it turned out to be different than what I thought to be. he or she, I think he is not a bad person, but little lousy. He doesn't respond immediately. That person is not sensitive like us. He is a little lazy or slow, etc. But then otherwise a good person. Then you realize that that is false perception. We have that false perception about the people near dear. There is a third word in Sanskrit. What is real is called Sat. What is false? I will not use the word unreal. What is false is called Asat. And there is a third word called Tucham, non-existent thing. Traditional example is Vandhyaputraha, Shashashrungaha, Khe Pushpaha, the son of a barren woman. The horns of the hare, the flower from the sky, these are all non-existent. Swami Dayanji would give still a modern example. Hairs of the turtle. Thank God it doesn't have. Otherwise, people who have wigs, they will claim, this hair, though I wear a wig, but they are turtle hair, not human, not from Tirupati. Gujarati में सीन मारे कि मारा वाल सामान्य नहीं, my hairs are not ordinary. It is a turtle hair, which is in Sanskrit called tucham. Okay? Real is satyam. False is subjective. And tucham is non-existent. And as I said, we often use them as an adjective to reveal the nature of a vastu. When you say, I say this is real flower. Oh, that means I am talking about the reality. This is real. But if I say it's a false flower, it is a flower, all right, but made up of plastic. Tuchha putra, vandya suta. Non-existent. Now, you may think, where does this Ishavasyam come in? Swamiji, we were studying Ishavasyam and you started with some grammar, nouns and pronouns and adjectives and adverbs and etc. And then you ended up in defining some reality words. And where is Ishavasya? I think you have forgotten. No. Understand where Ishavasya. Now let us look at the nature of this world. Let us say the table on which you are sitting, or chair and the table where you are sitting and writing. Let's look at that. It's a simple piece. It is certainly not tucham, non-existent like hairs of the turtle. It is certainly not false or asat, because like a rope snake or like the sunrise and sunset, it is. Since it is neither asat nor tucham, we call it sat. That's fine. But is it really real? Is it really sat, or there is something else that is sat? That we need to analyze. Look at this. When you are looking at this tumbler, and then you see this pen, and you see this mobile. Let's have three things now. You can see and appreciate this tumbler without seeing a pen or mobile or anything else. Correct? You can appreciate this tumbler without appreciating a pen, without appreciating mobile. Or this piece of cloth. You look at this. You can see, you can cognize this without the cognition of the tumbler, unless I put like this. If I keep it little away, it is appreciated. Even in front of you, we are focused on the cloth, you may not see other thing. That's fine. You can see, look at the table without appreciation of book or a pen on which writing. Just keep it little away and you appreciate the table. Now my question is, can you see this tumbler without seeing the stainless steel? Without appreciating the stainless steel? Can you appreciate the table, cognize the table without the cognition of wood? Certainly not. Can you see table without seeing the wood? Can you see chain or a ring or a bangle without seeing the gold? Can you see this cloth, piece of cloth, without seeing a cotton? It is cotton, therefore I'm saying it's not it's terine or terracotta, nothing. It's pure cotton. You will say certainly not. That means what? Wherever cloth is, what do you appreciate? You can say, no, Swamiji, I appreciate the fiber. This is your upvastra. This is your t-shirt, but I appreciate the t-shirt along with appreciation of fiber. Fine. Yeah, fabric. You appreciate the fabric. Fine. But can you appreciate the fabric without appreciation of cotton? Certainly not. Then the question comes, since I cannot appreciate bangle or chain without appreciation of the gold, what is real? With reference to bangle, what is the reality? Its reality is gold. What is the reality of this upavastra or your t-shirt or a dress or whatever you are wearing? The reality of this is cotton. What is the reality of table? That is wood. But that means what? In other words, the cause of the shirt is cotton. The cause of the ornament is gold. The cause of the table is wood. What is cause is real. Understand? What is the cause of it is real vastu. And what is effect? If you look at what is effect, in a way, if you see this, effect is nothing but just a form and a name which we gave mutually. We may mutually we have agreed to call this as a t-shirt or a shirt. That's an effect of cotton or fabric, you can say. Or you can say yarn. You reduce the shirt to fabric, fabric to yarn, yarn to cotton. So the ultimate cause is real. Yarn is not real, fabric is not real, t-shirt is not real. Ring is not real, bangle is not real, real is gold. The cause is real. Effect is false. Tell me, though we use these words in Vyavhara, this bangle or this chain weighs 20 grams. No? They say Modi ji is to put a brick in Ram Mandir, which is going to weigh, which is going to weigh 22 kgs. Silver brick weighing 22 kg. But if you look at this, the weight belongs to silver, not to the brick. Brick is weightless. Because brick is just a form. The chain is weightless, though we say chain is 20 grams or bangle is 20 grams. But chain is weightless, it has no weight whatsoever. It is just a form. And the reality of the chain, reality of the bangle or reality of that Modiji's brick, day after tomorrow, which is going to put it up next day, is 22 kg. Weight belongs to silver. So, if you reduce everything, quantum physics has taught us. They were at atoms, and now they say it is particle. Everything can be reduced to particles. And the particles can further be reduced to energy. Okay? It is energy. But then, that shirt, come back to shirt, all the objects of the world, they are neither Sat, nor Tucham, nor Asat also. It is not like snake, false. It is not that subjective projection. What you have to wear is only shirt. You can't wear yarn unless you are a sannyasi. Shankaracharya wear only fabric they wear, one fabric. One, like Kerala women, those days traditionally used to wear only one sari. And they, especially when they go to temple, they take a bath, just cover whole body with one sari and go to temple darshan. That is okay. You can wear a fabric, but you can't wear yarn. You can't wear cotton. You need a shirt. It's like Swami Dayanji's joke. This fellow, his own, sometimes he was a good storyteller and good story maker also. Two qualities with that. He was a great physicist. And got in relationship with a lady. She was a textile designer and textile engineer and industrial engineer, all very well learned. They got into relationship and decided to marry. So the ring ceremony was organized. This fellow, then she was hoping, they were fairly rich, known in the society with reputation, and all rich, known people had come in the ceremony. And this fellow brought out a ring, just a copper ring. Like those rings available on Tirthasthanam. If you go to Jalaram Baba, there is a Jalaram ring. Somnath, there is a Shiva ring. Badrinath, everywhere, Srinathji, there is a ring available. Just 5-10 rupees. He gave her. Then she didn't tell in the expressions were weird, but then still she gave for a benefit of doubt. What is this? And everybody clapped and over. When it was her turn to give ring, she said, I'll give the ring at the end of it. Now let's have a party. And everybody went away, dispersed, and started enjoying. She said, what is this? Ring. Ring. Yeah, ring. I also know it is ring, but what ring? What ring means what? Your size ring. I know it is my size, but this is a ring for the wedding engagement. What's wrong with it? She was angry. What's wrong? You don't see anything wrong. You should have given me a diamond-studded ring, golden ring. Oh, honey, come on. You should know you're marrying to great physicist of the time. All matters are nothing but atoms, ultimately particles and energy, whether it is gold or silver or copper, what does it matter? And that fellow had studied some Vedanta also. This is my addition. Okay. Just live in the world of reality, he said. She said, very good. She kept quiet. It was a discovery. It's a beginning of discoveries. When you marry, then you discover how the partner is. The fellow said, oh, every time you get surprised. Is it so? Is it so? And that was a starting point. It was good. It started from the day one. Otherwise, there is after honeymoon period, it starts. So this lady, the party was going on, and after the whole party got over, and they said, now your turn to give ring. She brought a bale of cotton. This is for you. What is this? You should know you are marrying a textile engineer and designer. After all, everything is cotton. Wear this. Doesn't work that way. You need a shirt to wear. You have a body, and that body cannot be covered by particles. You need to cover in a civilized society. It cannot be covered by energy. You need a shirt. Then what is its reality? And there is one word, it is called mithya. Sad asadhyam anirvachaniya. That which is neither of the three. It is real? No. It is false, like a rope snake? No. Is it tucham? No. Non-existent, like a hair of a turtle? Then it is called mithya. Please understand. Shirt is mithya, so also body is mithya. What do I mean by body mithya? What is the reality of the body? Whether you call a male body or female body, whatever you say it, the reality is nothing but ultimately that also reduces to energy and particles. Nothing else. So, but then in Vyavahara, you need a shirt. When I say mithya, it doesn't mean non-existence. It doesn't mean false. It doesn't mean unreal. When I say mithya means it is neither sat nor asat nor tucham, anirvachanyam. You cannot categorize it, is called. Or in other words, that is in just words. Shirt is nothing, our word. Ring is nothing, but our mutually we call this shape as a ring. Another shape as a chain. Another shape as a bangle. Another shape as a earring. These are all just names. Nama Rupatmakam Jagat. A form given a name. And the form and the name is only in your speech. Therefore it is said, Vacha Rambanam Vikaro Namadeya. Just think of it. Everything is just a form and a name. This mobile is name and a form. This tumbler is another name and a form. This pen is another name and a form. Anything which is just name and form is mithya. In other words, that which is because of something else, that which is appreciated, known, along with some other appreciation or some other's knowledge. As I told you in the beginning, you can see the pen without seeing a chain or a bangle or a mobile or a tumbler, etc. Or let's say you can see this glass tumbler without seeing anything. But you can, without seeing those objects, but you cannot see the tumbler, you cannot appreciate the tumbler without appreciation of the stainless steel. You cannot appreciate the table without appreciation of the wood out of which it is made. That which is there as the second appreciation is its cause, material cause. Similarly, the entire world is, the easiness is always appreciated. Pen is, chain is, bangle is, ring is, mobile is, table is, tumbler is, room is, car is, everything is. Like chain, gold is, bangle, gold is, ring, gold is. That which is always there. Chain goes away, ring comes, then gold is there. Ring goes away, bangle comes, but the gold is there. That is called the cause, the truth. And the truth of everything is that is, which is called Sat. And that every cognition also involves cognition of Sat. You appreciate easiness. And you are aware of that. You are aware, you're conscious of the pen, conscious of the chair, conscious of computer, conscious of the tumbler, conscious of bangle, anything. And any objective consciousness is nothing but the subjective consciousness. All appreciations are nothing but consciousness plus name and form. All the waves are nothing but water plus name and form. Just as a wave is a manifestation of a water in a given form, similarly this idam vritti of a chain and a pen and a ring and etc. is manifestation of the consciousness in this form. Nam Rupa plus Chaitanya. Even the I cognition, I sense, aham vritti is also nothing but aham plus name and form, and that aham is consciousness. The consciousness alone manifests in idam and aham and in all the forms. Table consciousness, chair consciousness, fan consciousness, tumbler consciousness, mobile consciousness, computer consciousness. Consciousness is in and through. The Vaividhyam, the variety, we don't deny. We don't, it is wrong to say. This is in a way wrong as well as right, but you should appreciate clearly. Everything is consciousness, people say. Sarvam khaludam Brahma, there is nothing but Brahman and Brahman and Brahman. And they narrate some example also, some Swami. He went to his guru and he told, can you show me? He showed him. He got into samadhi and saw everything, nothing but Brahman. Huge ocean of Brahman was there. He saw like that. That's what the story and devotees talk. By saying so, you are dismissing the perception of this world and you are mystifying the Vedanta. In samadhi, you say. Mysticism. Doesn't work. When we say there is only consciousness, we don't deny the existence of mithya jagat. When we say there is only gold, 100,000 ornaments, I am not denying the existence of a bangle or a chain or a ring or whatever it is. You need bangle to wear because just as bangle is mithya, hand is also equally mithya. So one mithya needs another mithya. Like dream. Your thirst in the dream is mithya. It is neither sat nor asat. But you feel it. And to quench the dream thirst, you need dream water only. The water available outside cannot help you in any which way. So mithya jagat is not denied. We don't dismiss when we say Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, we don't dismiss the existence of the world. We are talking about the reality of what is seen, what is perceived. Because the perceiving instruments are mithya and they can only perceive the mithya world. You need this Vedanta is purely cognitive appreciation of what is perceived, what is felt, what is anubhuta. 100,000 ornaments are nothing but gold. That doesn't mean they are not. So everything is consciousness doesn't mean this variety is not there. It's beauty. They say the DNA is different. They say fingerprints are different. Even the twins, they are different. They say even the retina, the eyes they watch and it's different. The ears, lobes are different. The denture is different. It is always, let there be. That's a beauty. We appreciate that. We live in this beauty. The variety is there. But what is common in this variety? What is the reality? That should be known. Chain is different, bangle is different, etc. All are different. But common is gold. That is to be appreciated. And yesterday I told you, you need not squeeze the waves to see the water. Thus waves are squeezed and reduced to water. So you don't squeeze the mind to be thoughtless and see the consciousness. No. It is water alone is in the form of wave. It is gold alone is in the form of chain and a bangle. And therefore, the form and the name is mithya. That because of which the form and names and the form exist is satya. The easiness of the chain, relatively speaking, belongs to gold. Gold is, chain is. Chain is, gold is. But vice versa, not true. Chain is, gold is. Chain is not, still gold can be. The form may not be there, but the vastu will continue to be there. So also, that means that which is non-separate from the cause, and the cause is independent of the effect, that is called satyam, and such effect is mithya. World is because Ishvara is. World is not, Ishvara is. Sadeva Swami. Everything we can say as though resolves. We have to reckon the differences. We have to accept the differences. If you don't reckon the differences, it, as I said, mystic. And the differences are caused by Bhagavan. You cannot dismiss them. It is you, by meditation you reduce everything. It is dumbness. It is not enlightenment. You become dumb. You better take one anesthetic shot and you will forget the world. You also become consciousness. You don't need for this. These are all non-thinking statements. So when we live in differences. We conduct in Dvaita. Advaita doesn't mean absence of Dvaita. Advaita means appreciation of non-duality, even while appreciating the duality. And appreciating the fact that non-dual is the truth of it. So, the awareness of particle is in consciousness. And the awareness about the person who is aware is in consciousness. That means everything is Satchit. And that Satchit is I. That I am the truth. I am. Aham asmi, aham bhami. I am, and I shine. I reveal myself is a self-revealing, self-existent fact. That is Chidananda aham asmi. That's a truth. And everything else is, we use a word for such name and form, superimposition, adhyastha. Or better, is it just a namesake of forms given to name that you cannot categorize into Sat or a real, Sat or Asat or Tucham. That is Mithya. So world is, Ishvara is. World is not, Ishvara still. Waves are there, water is. Waves are destroyed, still the water is. It is not away. And that water, with reference to the truth, the wave is told, Ishavasya idam sarvam, H2O vasyam idam sarvam. That is realization. I am H2O and idam sarvam is mithya. Aham satyam sarvam mithya. That is appreciation. That is the meaning of Ishavasya. सब भगवान है, सब में भगवान है, भगवान सर्वत्र है. These are all right. These are pep talks. So many people talk like this. It's good to have some bhava and devotion. But like a daylight, it should be clear that whatever is because of Sat. Whatever shines is because of Chit, and I am Satchit. Is the difference between physics and our Shastras. Physics says everything is particles and energy. But I said that truth beyond energy, what? That to call this energy. That energy is, that isness is I. That consciousness is I. I am not the inert. The truth is not simple energy. I am the truth. That is the one, and everything else is superimposed. So Ishavasya means Aham Satyam Jagat Mithya. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. Please remember this Mithya word. Mithya doesn't mean tuchha, non-existence. Mithya doesn't mean we say it is good or bad. This is how it is. And this is how it is good or bad is also in Vyavahar, day-to-day life. And Mithya also doesn't mean that this is something which is Vasyamidam Sarvam. In other words, Satchit Vasyam Idam Sarvam. In other words, that Satchit is Aham Asmi Bho, and so-called Idam Sarvam is Mithya. Mithya means that Idam Sarvam is non-separate from me. All the ornaments are non-separate from the gold. And this being a Bhagavat Srishti, This is mithya means anirvachaniyam. Anirvachaniyam doesn't mean non-describable. Anirvachaniyam means that which cannot be categorized as real, unreal, or non-existent. Sat, asat, or tuchha. Sad, asat, bhyam, anirvachaniyam. And that is why it is there, how it is there. You only can say it is Bhagavat Srishti. Srishti is anirvachaniyam. And the cause of the Srishti, namely Maya, is also anirvachaniyam. Therefore, we call Maya also Mithya, Jagat also Mithya, and the Mithya is always caused by that Upadana Karanam which is called Vivarta Upadana. We have discussed this in Tattvabodha as well as to something in Upadesharam. So I am not repeating the whole blessed thing. That is Ishavasya Idam. Other word is Atmana Vasyam Idam Sarva. You have to cover everything by Atma. Everything is to be covered by Ishvara. That is why it is said should be, whatever is should be covered by Ishvara, by the Lord. That means whatever is should be covered by I. That means you have to discover the fact that I am everywhere. Sarva bhutastamatmanam sarva bhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachamena pranashyati. This Gita 6th chapter verses from the chapter 6. Sarva bhutastamatmanam, see the self in the all being and see everything in the self. Sarva bhutani chatmani. See the self in everything means see the gold in everything. And sarva bhutastamatmanam, gold is in everything and everything is in the gold. That in is with reference to substrate. So it is the substratum of everything. And achadaniya means this is to be discovered. And for that discovery, you have to put in some effort. You have to apply yourself. And how can I discover? The next line, the first sentence is, Tena tyaktena bunjithaha. Look at the mantra. Isha vasyamidam sarvam yadkincha jagatyam jagat Tena tyaktena bhunjithaha ma gradaha pasyasvit dhanam. Here, little interesting. Before we go to Tena tyaktena bhunjithaha, interesting statement of the Bhagavan Bhashyakara. If I am the entire cause of Charachara Jagat, if I am the adhishthanam of Sarva, it means Sarvatmakaha, Shankaracharya ji concludes, Sarvatmakaha Ishvaro ahamasmi iti gnatavyam. The self of everything, that is Ishvara, is I. Like the self of all the waves is Samudram, ocean, that is I. The ocean is the lord of the all the waves, creator, sustainer, dissolver. And that wave has to discover I am that ocean, namely H2O. Iti gnatavyam esha tattvopadesha. That is what Tattvamasi told in that Brahmaiva Sarvam, etc., etc. And that is why this Ishavasyam itself is Mahavakya. Now the question comes, if everything is Ishvara, how come I don't, if I am Ishvara, how come I don't know? Or if I am Ishvara, how do I discover it? It is said, Tena tyaktena bhunjitha. Tyaktena, by giving up, by renouncing. Now, bhunjithaha. Now, that also I want you to understand clearly. The Shruti says, Tena tyaktena bhunjithaha. Now, bhuja, verb, kriyapad, is atmanepada as well as parasmaipada. When atmanepada has a different meaning, parasmaipada is a different meaning. When it is parasmaipada, it is bhojanam. Bhuja means poshanam, etc. That's not a meaning. Tena tyaktena bhunjita. Having giving up, you enjoy. That is, you can interpret, but that is culture. Our culture is give and then enjoy. First do tyaga and then enjoy. That's what it is. Every day, every village has a place for bird feeding. In those days, before they grind the food grains, the head of the home will give some grains to birds. Even though when the food is cooked, we don't start eating culturally. First chapati and first roti and one plate is prepared and given to cows. Chakte. Farmer even. When the crop is there and it is collected from the plant, they don't straightway go to sell it. They give it. They first of all leave something for the birds. Then they give it to brahmanas and temple and swamis and sometimes carpenters and barbers, all service fellows. And then they sell, and that is their share. So that is a culture. When you interpret that verb, tyaktena, tyaga means renouncing, giving up. That's a cultural. But then tyaktena or a bunja in atmanepada is to protect, rakshanam. Okay? That may you protect this vision by giving up, by renouncing. Why it is said so, that we will see next week. Okay? It will take another 10-15 minutes. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari